From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau met President Trump for the first time. What the two leaders discussed in Washington.
Plus, America's largest dam is in a state of emergency after winter storms cause Lake Oroville to spill over.
And what Valentine's Day gift can cause power outages instead of that warm, fuzzy feeling.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Zach Pockleb.
And I'm Emma Lockhart. Thank you for joining us.
President Donald Trump met with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for the first time today. The two met to discuss ways to strengthen relations between the U.S. and Canada. They also participated in a roundtable discussion on the advancement of women entrepreneurs and business leaders. Additionally, Trump and the Canadian Prime Minister held a press conference together where they addressed the situation with North Korea, international relations, and most importantly, immigration.
We have really done a great job. We're actually taking people that are criminals, very, very hardened criminals in some cases, with a tremendous track record of abuse and problems, and we're getting them out. And that's what I said I would do.
Immigration has proven to be a high priority for President Trump's administration. As a result, immigration officials in Arizona have cracked down. Guadalupe Garcia de Reyes was deported last week, leaving behind her husband and children.
They're heartbroken. You know, you can see them, they're strong, but inside we're heartbroken. You know, it is. I can't even explain how it is to be without my wife. Go in their house and see the house empty without her. It's really hard. They're really strong. I admire how strong they are, but inside we're like heartbroken. It is really unfair. Like this is really sad, you know.
Protests in favor of Guadalupe were held last week. She was deported to Mexico last Thursday.
Some of the nation's top universities have told a U.S. judge that President Trump's travel ban threatens their abilities to educate future leaders from nearly every continent. They said the order blocking travel from 7 predominantly Muslim countries has serious and chilling implications for students and faculty. The schools include Brown, Columbia, Duke, Harvard, Yale, Vanderbilt, Princeton, and Stanford. A Brooklyn judge is one of several hearing challenges to the ban, which has been temporarily stayed.
A judge has rejected a request by 2 American Indian tribes to halt construction on the remaining section of the Dakota Access Oil Pipeline. That's until their lawsuit over the project is resolved. The Cheyenne River and Standing Rock Sioux requested a temporary injunction last week after Energy Transfer Partners got federal permission to lay pipe under a Missouri River reservoir. The tribes say the pipeline could endanger their cultural sites and water supply.
Meanwhile, at the annual State of Indian Nation address in Washington today, the mood was generally upbeat. At the National Congress of American Indians meeting, tribal leaders said they look forward to the Trump administration giving more authority to tribes, but some fear it does not go far enough. Cronkite News reporter Anthony Marroquin joins us live from Washington with the details.
Tribal leaders point to upcoming bills like the Indian Tribal Energy Development and Self-Determination Act of 2017 as signs of good things to come. But some are complaining that the program still sees tribes as government programs instead of sovereign nations.
If there's not a fee off reservation, why is there a fee on reservation for energy development, right?
The annual State of Indian Nations kicked off with a hopeful tone, looking at regulation
by Indian country, for Indian country.
But not everyone is happy with the direction things are going. Navajo Nation President Russell Begay said that as he was sitting through the address, he felt the language used towards Indian nations suggested
we are a federal program, and we are not a federal program.
The biggest problem? Money allocation and the right to fully control natural resources that are on tribal lands. Currently, Indian nations like the Navajo don't have full autonomous access to the waters on their lands.
You want to be self-sufficient, want to build your economy, use that water as much as you need, is what I need to hear from this administration.
They must abide by national laws governing water usage rights, and that, Begay said, takes away from the native land sovereignty.
Until I hear that, they're not really living up to what they're saying.
As for what the leaders think about the new administration, everyone we talked to at the address said this isn't the first time they've worked through a transition in power and that they look forward to working with the new president. Live in Washington, D.C., Anthony Marroquin, Cronkite News.
A coal plant on the Navajo Nation is now scheduled to be decommissioned. The plant is costing owners more to operate than switching to other energy options available. The lease on the plant is set to expire in 2019. Navajo Nation private committees gathered today and decided to close the plant once the lease is over.
President of Navajo Nation Russell Begay testified before Senate on Wednesday, criticized the EPA for not taking up responsibility in the 2015 Gold King mine waste water spill. Our Washington, D.C. reporter Zizong brings us more details.
When it comes to federal response to disasters, Russell Begay sees a double standard.
The unusual things are things like what happened up in Flint, Michigan. Disaster hit. All the federal agencies who were deployed, they spent millions of dollars. Same thing, maybe even worse, happened on our nation. Nothing.
And that thing was the 2015 Gold King mine wastewater spill. While working on the mine in Colorado, EPA contractors caused 3 million gallons of toxins to be released into the Animas River, which flows into Navajo Nation.
You know, I'm standing there, I'm asking the family, you know, is that a carport? He said, no, that was our living room.
Last month, EPA's independent claims officer concluded that the agency is not required to pay claims for the damages from the spill. Teresa Hatakli, a resident of Navajo, believes government shouldn't avoid its responsibilities to help its citizens.
The United States in general does need to hold itself accountable. That's the role that they willingly took up, and I do believe that that's where a lot of this responsibility needs to take place.
On January, FEMA released a new guideline that lowered the damage threshold for public assistance. For Navajo, that means every time a natural disaster costs more than $250,000, the federal government will step in.
The president said he will work with the Trump administration to make sure that people who are affected in the incident will be compensated. In Washington, D.C., Zizeng, Cronkite News.
The full Senate will vote tonight on Trump's nominee for Treasury Secretary. Steven Mnuchin is expected to pass through regardless of strong pushback from Democrats. They've raised questions about his time as CEO of One West Bank, which they say profited during the financial crisis by acting as a, quote, foreclosure machine. Police unions want to change the meaning of footage captured on body cams in a courtroom. The unions want a notice to be presented to the officers who are involved in violent altercations and explain that the footage does not always mirror reality. The proposal to the Arizona legislature objects to the notion that body cam footage is foul-proof. This would give police officers chances to explain the situations that cameras don't see. The measure would only apply to officers who are under investigation for breaking department policy.
Technology is advancing so fast, it has scientists worried.
A group of scientists at ASU came together to talk about the ethics of technology. Coming up on Cronkite News, what conclusion the professors have to make sure Frankenstein doesn't come to life.
Plus, residents near Oroville Dam are still under evacuation after damage to an emergency spillway places a threat to their homes close by.
I'm Scott Pelley, anchor and managing editor of the CBS Evening News. In our changing media landscape, it is crucial for journalism education to ensure a commitment to the truth, unbiased reporting, strong ethics, unwavering fairness, and above all else, accuracy. These are the hallmarks of ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. It's a place where students can innovate and transform the news industry while always upholding the values of the school's namesake. The Cronkite School at ASU, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
Discover so much more at azpbs.org/schedule, where it's easier than ever to find out what's on Arizona PBS. Access interactive digital and printable program guides, repeat times, and full episode descriptions. Watch program previews of best bets for the coming week. Search by title to find your favorite shows. You can even add programs to your calendar and get email reminders when they're about to start. It's easier than ever to find out what's on Arizona PBS. Discover so much more at azpbs.org/schedule. When you want to be more connected, friend us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Watch us online.
I was at the post office mailing something. I asked the clerk, how do they let you know if your son is wounded? It was very hard for me to form those words, but I just felt, I've got to know. I just felt so suspended in space and anxiety. And the man said, now, don't worry. They'll tell you.
Nearly 200,000 people have been evacuated from Oroville, Northern California, due to the dam that has been dumping excess water into spillways. Emergency crews are making round-the-clock repairs to the dam in order to avoid a catastrophe. The damage comes after heavy rainfall in Northern California this past winter. 9 years ago, the dam and state officials denied accusations of the spillways being structurally unsound. The water flow from Lake Oroville is putting tons of pressure on the dam. If it fails, a 30-foot wall of water could flood that area. Residents have been evacuating since early hours this morning.
I just got a text message and an alert just saying get out as fast as you can, and there's fire trucks that are going up and down our street saying evacuate. So we packed up our dogs and lifted up our couches and just got ready because we live right downtown on 5th and High.
The emergency should subside as warmer weather enters the area.
2 U.S. senators say they're launching a bipartisan effort to help speed up the deployment of self-driving cars on the nation's roads. Republican John Thune of South Dakota and Democrat Gary Peters of Michigan say they're exploring legislation that clears hurdles and advances innovation in self-driving technology. Current federal requirements say that all vehicles must have steering wheels and brake pedals, but that presumes that there will always be a human driver. Congress may need to act to change those regulations. Do you have experience with self-driving cars? Are you concerned about their future on the roads? Cronkite News wants to hear from you. Go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org to fill out our online survey.
NASA has selected 3 potential landing sites for the upcoming Mars 2020 rover. Scientists at Arizona State University are playing a key role in mission planning and constructing cameras for exploration. And the finalists for a landing location are an ancient lake, a past volcanic hotbed, and an early hot spring site. NASA began its final design and construction phase for Mars 2020 last July. The rover is intended to hunt for signs of ancient life on the red planet, exploring for at least 2 years.
ASU scientists have been working on a new book addressing ethical questions in technological advancements. The scientists took to Washington to lead a panel discussion on the biggest inspiration for their new book, the nearly 200-year-old novel Frankenstein. Reporter Marcela Ramirez has more.
This may not look like modern technology, but ASU's top scientists in innovation say the cautionary tale about technological advances is more relevant today as technology develops at a rapid pace.
What we're going to do is create a modern story inspired by Victor Frankenstein that invites people to wrestle with these questions around contemporary issues, contemporary means of making artificial life, artificial intelligence, and asking those fundamental questions. What does it mean for something to be alive? What does it mean to be human? And what are our responsibilities as creators?
David Guston says some advances in technology raise social concerns and need more than just technological or scientific interventions.
It's often the case that those technical fixes mask a social problem or a sociological problem, though I like to think of these things as socio-technical issues that require perhaps the application of both scientific and technical knowledge and the application of social and humanistic knowledge.
Finn says the book is meant to get STEM researchers thinking about how to remain ethical with modern advances in technology like genetically modified organisms, stem cells, and cybersecurity.
We'd really like especially the STEM students who read this new book to think about is how do I embrace all of these incredible powers that we have, all this amazing stuff we can do now, but think through the full consequences of what I can do. So don't just do things because they're cool, but do things because they're the right things to do.
Both men say they have been working on the book titled Frankenstein and noted for scientists, engineers, and creators of all kinds for the last 2 years, and that it will be released in May. Reporting in Washington, Maricela Ramirez, Cronkite News.
All All schools have their own approach to teaching.
From lectures to projects and nowadays, virtual reality. Coming up on Cronkite News, this school in Gilbert has their own approach that has students get hands-on with nature.
And if you're heading outside to celebrate Valentine's Day or Arizona Statehood Day, I'll let you know what kind of weather to expect coming up next.
Now. Officially from 36, and he hooks it in. Arizona State wins. Heaving one deep, and it is caught. Jalen Strong. Do you believe
Combat is like crack cocaine. It's an enormous high, but it has enormous costs. And I think that we make a big mistake if we say, oh, well, war is hell. We all know the war is hell story. It is, but there's an enormously exhilarating part of it.
An endangered species of fish called the humpback chub is growing in population size. A team of biologists relocated the fish to the Little Colorado River. The team has received national recognition for their efforts. The biologists from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service have been presented the Rachel Carson Award for exemplary scientific accomplishment for the conservation efforts. The final goal for the project is to remove the humpback chub from federal protection.
Countries like Finland consistently land on lists for one of the best places to receive education in the world, which has been credited to their tradition of connecting hands-on experiences with environmental education. Cronkite News reporter Cassidy McDonald traveled to a nature-based preschool in Gilbert to find out how outdoor education can help in developing young minds.
According to Dr. John Ratty, a brain researcher at Harvard University, consistent exercise such as walking can affect the way that your brain is able to focus and deal with stress. For example, here are 2 photos from a report on fitness.gov that shows 20 student brains taking the same test after sitting quietly versus after walking for 20 minutes. This is Greenhouse Montessori. Jennifer Papp is the director of the school in Gilbert and says that being a nature-based preschool puts an emphasis on hands-on learning outdoors.
Making sure that they are learning a respect for the earth, creatures, and the sustainability aspect of it.
Papp says preschool-age children learn best through hands-on experiences outdoors, like discovering simple machines.
They were trying to lift something that was really heavy. Somebody put a shovel under a stump and the other person stepped on it and they said, it's moving. And I said, that's a lever. You just discovered a lever.
Sarah Tolk is a parent at Greenhouse Montessori. She said she decided to send her children to a nature-based school because she wanted to give them a foundation for how the world and nature work.
How we interact with nature. It is going to teach them that we need to care for the earth. We need to care for this great planet of ours.
Papp says they teach this through interactive projects.
We have a rain barrel, we have gardens, we have a worm farm, compost.
However, some psychology experts, such as director of ASU's Child Study Lab, Ann Kupfer, feel that outdoor learning isn't necessarily the biggest key to early childhood development. It's through a notion called embodied cognition.
We know now that cognition doesn't just occur in the brain. It also occurs throughout your entire body.
Kupfer says that preschool ages 1 through 5 is the time frame when play is extremely important.
They don't necessarily have the language development to kind of understand things just through a purely brain cognitive function. It's their bodies that learn.
We have to remember that this is a classroom. We do look for opportunities to teach them and expand on what they are discovering.
Hands-on seems to be a key component to learning, whether inside or out. In Gilbert, Cassidy McDonald, Cronkite News.
State and federal authorities are taking action in protecting the Mojave Desert tortoise. The plan, designed by the Arizona Game and Fish Department and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, frames a new system for land development to protect the tortoise. Private landowners are allowed to build upon their property as long as they are signed onto the General Conservation Plan. This will cut down on harming the desert tortoise due to land development.
If you're looking forward to a dramatic rainy Valentine's Day, you might be in luck.
Katie Fowler is in the Cronkite Weather Center with your forecast.
I'll get to Valentine's Day weather in a second, but looking at temperatures right now across the state, it's actually kind of average. 73 in Phoenix, 37 in Show Low is going to be a lower point, and 45 up in the Grand Canyon. But getting closer into the valley, going to be looking at mid to low 70s, so it's pretty average, nice and chilly, but nothing too bad. And if you look into the weather systems that are going on in the country right now, those clouds that we had today were because of this jet stream that was moving throughout the country into the north. And if you look off of the coast of California, we're going to get another system coming, but it won't be hitting us until about Saturday or Sunday. So for tomorrow's weather, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be just like today, a little cloudy, but if we get any precipitation, it's going to be light, so you can probably get some dinner reservations outside. It should be very nice. Moving into the rest of the week, it's going to be high 70s with some sun, and then that system moves in, and you'll be seeing some precipitation on Saturday and Sunday, but the 60s will be a little bit in the mid 60s, and the lows should not be going much lower than 50. Katie Fowler, Cronkite Weather.
Think twice before buying Valentine's gifts for your loved ones.
Coming up next, how balloons can cause more of a shock to the community than your Valentine.
Heaven knows you're a dreamer. Don't hide it from anyone. Don't hide it from anyone. Would you believe me if I said we are here for a reason now? This is our life. This is what counts. This is for us. I will go anywhere for you.
Các nhà lãnh đạo Việt Nam mà nói rằng là chúng tôi sẵn sàng hy sinh đến cái người dân Việt Nam cuối cùng. Thực sự mà nói thì người dân không biết được, miền Bắc không có thể ý thức một cách đầy đủ rằng đằng sau những cái tuyên bố mà cao cả đấy là sự hy sinh của chính họ.
When we think of Valentine's Day, we typically think of flowers, chocolate, and stuffed animals.
But for APS first responders, they think of bouquets of balloons causing blackouts. Reporter Drew Marine explains how your gift might be more dangerous than lovable.
With Valentine's Day comes a warning from APS. Be careful with your balloons. When Mylar balloons come into contact with power lines, they can catch fire, taking out a fuse or breaker. Leader of the APS Public Safety Department, Randy Bowles, says they had an increase in balloon outages last year, leaving more than 55,000 customers in the dark.
We want to make sure that people that are, if they're getting their Mylar balloons, that we're not having them release them into the air, that they could get into our power lines.
During these incidents, first responder Todd Thompson's main concern is that everyone is out of harm's way.
If we have an emergency, of course, my first thing is to, make sure the public's safe, everybody else is safe, make sure we don't have anything energized.
Bowles says he encourages people to have fun and spend time with their loved ones this Valentine's Day, but to be cautious about where balloons end up.
So when you're buying Mylar balloons this Valentine's Day, make sure you're tethering them down and deflating them before you throw them away.
A small step to keep the power flowing. In Phoenix, Drew Marine, Cronkite News.
Remember, if you see something come into contact with a power line or notice a line is down, make sure to stay back and call 911.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, we'll hear from a New York Times reporter covering the deportation of a Mesa mother of two. And we'll meet a Valley dog that's competing in the world-renowned Westminster Dog Show.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next NewsHour from Nigeria. A rare look at what life is like in areas controlled by the terror group Boko Haram. That's Monday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.